started with the daily session note. The daily session note is the workhorse of the software. It is where your billing starts. You cannot create billing unless you have created a daily session note. Therefore, for whatever day and for whatever start and end times you select, will determine the service date and the amount to bill. SimpleIsUs ensures that your contact note will always match your billing. So we're going to log in, and from the main menu, we're going to select Daily Session Notes. Then we're going to select Edit or Create Daily Session Notes. We're going to select a client from the authorization, from the pull-down, and we'll select Jody. And from the authorization, we have selected her direct service authorization. If she had more than one authorization for service, it would appear in the pull-down. This child missed an appointment on July the 4th because the family was not at home. So this is going to be a makeup visit. And the date she missed, we'll select from the calendar, which was July the 4th. For the start and end times, we're going to select 8 o'clock. And we ended our session at 9:03. We're going to select the date, and this is Monday, July the 7th. And we're going now to select intermodalities for this session. Since there's no change to the activity used from the last visit, we will select Yes to use modality skills and descriptions from our last visit. We will review and determine that we performed the same activities on this visit as we did on the last visit. So we're not going to make any change, but we must complete some other activities specific to today. In the Did the Parent Participate in the Session, we're going to select Yes. And in the Teaching Strategies Used During this session, we're going to select each that we used, and in today's session we used each one. You will need to add a note in the Child and Family Response window relating to the activities used today. And what we're going to add today was Jody was cooperative. She was less resistant to hand-over-hand assistance. Parents stated that she had implemented some of the hand-over-hand activity as we had recommended by the therapist. Then we plan to continue the services indicated. So we're going to select Save and go back to Session Note. You have just completed your daily note. Now you want to print it to bring it with you on your next visit for the caregiver to sign. So we're going to go back to the main menu, and we're going to select Review Print Session Note. And we're going to select from the calendar the session note that we just created. And our child shows up in the window for the session note we created. And we're going to view the report, so we're going to select View Selected. Notice that this is the mandatory form. All required information is completed for you. Starting at the top left, right to left, you can see that we have the child's name, the date of birth, provider's name, and the units that we use for today. The second line is the date, the start and end times we used, the parent and caregiver's participation and the location. The third line is the outcome and outcome statements. The fourth line is the goals, objectives, and specific activities related to the outcome. Important to note is that when you accepted to use modality skills and descriptions from the last visit, they were automatically brought forward and utilized on this contact note. This eliminates rewriting your entire session note over each week. You did not change any activities, so they apply equally to this visit and are appropriate to use. The teaching strategies used will be specific to what you used and selected for this session. The child family response to the activity will contain the notes you just added for this visit. On the bottom of the form, it shows whether this was a regular session or a makeup session, and then it also has the date the session was missed. All that is left to do is to print it and have it signed to keep in your paper trail. Now we're going to go back to the main menu and select Billing. From the Billing menu, we're going to select Create Billing. From the Billing calendar, we select the beginning and ending dates. Normally, you will have a week's worth of billing, but since we only are going to bill for this one session, we're going to select the date we started, which was July the 7th, through July the 7th. You have an option to bill claims for only your Part C or for only your Medicaid, or you can bill both. In this case, since we know this was a Medicaid child, we're going to select Medicaid. The claim will appear in the window. Then we're going to select Bill All. This will create a bill for every child on the list. Are you sure? And we'll select Yes. Now you have created your billing. You have the option of how you're going to submit it. Your option is available on this screen, which is the Billing Complete screen. To submit on paper, you select Print, Review, CMS 1500 Bills. We will search the billing by the visit date, so we're going to select Search by Visit Date, and we're going to select the date of our visit. And there is our child, Jody. The bill appears in the window, so we're going to select Print. And we're going to print all. Don't forget to load your printer with your CMS 1500 forms. It's going to print your forms. All that you'll need to do is to sign them or initial them and mail them, and you're done. To submit electronically is just as easy. We're going to return to the billing menu and select Batch Manager. When we created billing earlier, your billing became available to submit on paper and also became available to submit electronically. Electronic billing claims must be batched in a file. But don't get concerned, because SimpleIsUs software does all this work for you. So from the Batch Manager screen, we're going to select New Batch. The claim appears in the window. We're going to select the claim, and we're going to move it over to the Claims in Batch. Then we're going to select Save Batch. The software has just created a batch file, given it a file name, which, by the way, will contain today's date for easy reference, and it's posted it to your screen. But most importantly, it has saved the file to your hard drive and made it available to submit electronically. All it is left to do is to log in at FreeClaims, the clearinghouse, and select Process Claims. Step 1 is to select or browse on the Upload Claims File screen. You will be taken to the file location of your batch file claims on your computer. We're going to select the file batch you want to submit. And we're looking for the file we created today and select Open. This will load the file for sending to FreeClaims. Step 2 is to select Upload File Claim. You have just submitted your claims electronically. Now we will review the reconciliation screen. As you inspect what you bill, you should also inspect what you've been paid. So we're going to go back to the main menu and we're going to the reconciliation screen. The reconciliation screen is a living document in the program for the total amount you've billed, and if you reconcile, it will be the total amount paid for any selected time period. You will use the explanation of the provider payment form sent to you from your payer, which is Medicaid or Part C, to reconcile the amount paid on each claim. This is your account receivable at your fingertips. Now we want to show you the monthly progress report. So we're going to go back to the main menu